Another week with Parenting Paused. Leslie here, and we just had the most amazing graduation for our Purejoy Parent Coach certification. We did an 8-month program. This was our 4th one over at Purejoy. And I can't even begin to describe the joy I experience sitting with all of these beautiful beings that join our Purejoy Parent Coach training. We're getting ready to start a new one, so I thought I'd share a little bit about it with you this week. We're going to start in the next month or so. And these trainings are, I have to say, they're one of the most profound environments and settings I've ever experienced. The training is a personal as well as a professional training. So many people have gone through and said, whether I ever coach again or not, or coach at all, it doesn't really matter, because the profound shifts and changes that the coaches see in their families, in their partnerships, in the world, as they go through the process is pretty astounding. And here I am bragging a bit, but it's not me, it is the process. We only take 10 to 12 folks. We have group coaches, we have personal process groups. We've just created an environment. We figured it out how to create that container to support you if you have any interest at all in supporting parents or just having an amazing personal experience. It's an 8-month training. Really, I don't even know what else to say about it. Here I am promoting, but I actually don't ever see it as a promotion, because if your heart is calling to check it out, go check it out on purejoyparenting.com under coaching. But I have to say, it's one of the most magical things I do. I had wanted to talk this week about creating families. Most of you know I adopted my daughter she was born when I was 44 years old. I went to China when I was 45 to adopt my daughter. So my family was created very different than some other families that have a mother and a father and have children, or a father and a father and have children, or a mother and a mother and have children, or all the different types of ways that families come together. I work with a lot of grandparents that are raising their grandchildren now. So family comes together in so many different ways. And yet, usually, we come forth in our families with a template of how we were raised as children. And so we have to look at that. In Purejoy, that's what we're always exploring, especially in the training. We're looking at that template, how we created early childhood strategies to take care of ourselves within our family of origin. So a lot of the strategies that I created were living in an alcoholic home. So I had different strategies than a child that grows up in a home where there isn't that alcoholic content going on. And of course, living in the template that I lived in, I kind of laid that template on my family with my daughter. And I was creating and living out of all these strategies as if our home was an alcoholic home, and it actually wasn't. It was a healthy, beautiful, alive home, but I was compensating and trying to make sure from my early strategies that none of the things happened that happened to me as a child. So this in itself really is what we begin to explore in Purejoy over in our training. We explore the beautiful innocence of those early strategies and how those were actually really thwarting me being the parent that I wanted to be, being the parent that I actually am, not even wanted to be. I was having such a hard time sitting down in and trusting my wisdom, because I was so trying to compensate out of my experience as a child and parent differently than my mom. So as I began to examine this and explore this, I realized that I wasn't actually enjoying my parenting as much because it had become such a thing for me to be the best parent and to try not to be my mom, that I wasn't able to sit down and just share with my daughter who I truly am as a human being. I didn't even know who I was because all of those early strategies had been working for so long. So in Purejoy, we examine those strategies. We really give ourselves so much kindness. We realize that all of our behaviors come from wisdom as far as how we're seeing the moment that is happening. So if you have some curiosity, come on over and join. I'd love to connect with you. We'll have some info calls this month, but you can fill out an application online if you go to Purejoy, and let's have a conversation and check it out and see if it's something that you might be ready to dive into deeply. Thank you for listening to this episode of Parenting Paused. If you enjoyed the episode, do me a favor and share it with your mama friends. You can also leave a review wherever you listen, which will support getting the Purejoy message out. Come on over to the Purejoy Parenting Practice Facebook page or join me on Instagram to hear more. And don't forget to download your free copy of the Safe Seat course on the Purejoy website. And while there, check out the offerings page to go deeper in the Purejoy world.